Hey, what's up guys? It's me, Brickred, and welcome back to Building Lethal Company in LEGO. As of today, I have 1 week left to build this mock before setup day. Uh-oh! So I really want this build to have some pizzazz, some wow factor, you know, something that makes you go like, bazinga. It can't be some half-assed thing like last time. So I do actually have this EV3 power functions brick. I've never really used it. It's just been sitting around doing nothing, so I figured what would be a great way to add some bazinga, some wow factor to my LEGO build by integrating this into it. So I thought what I could do is have a function where people could wave their hand and the bridge would collapse and then eventually reset. How do you build a collapsing bridge? I've never built one before, so I started off by making like a slide door mechanism that I remember seeing in that one Harry Potter set. I don't think that's gonna work. To remove the whole base of the canyon thing is just gonna be a bit too complicated for me. So I was like, okay, well, let's try something else. How could I integrate it into the mountainside? I've done a bunch of design sketches. I built this like little thing, and that just ended up being a bit too complicated too because I didn't know how I'd set it up. So now, after looking at the LEGO Indiana Jones set with the mechanism for the boulder, I thought I could do something similar. So this is what we're rocking with. It kind of falls down, and then I've got this big cog here that lets you reset it. So I'm going to try and integrate this bridge collapsing function into the mock here. Very uncomfortable with it, but I'm determined. Yeah, nobody's gonna stop me.
The first thing to finalize was the bridge itself. I tried to make it look as aesthetically similar to the previous design while integrating Technic into the core structure. I split the bridge into 3 sections for optimal collapsing movement. This unfortunately had the side effect of reducing the amount of detail I could put into the bridge deck, but that's why we have creative liberties, right?
I have some exciting news to share with you guys. Excuse the microphone setup, my lav was dead. But look, okay, see, so look, there's motor connected to gear, connected to bridge, right? And see, this whole thing can like fold up like that. Look, I've got the EV3, and then I'm gonna plug it in here. And now... Ah! Ah! Isn't that cool? Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so if it's on the wheel, then it basically just needs to land on a little shelf, right? Then if this pulls down, that will pull it down off the shelf because it just flicks up like this anyway. Then it would just all collapse down. Maybe we'll just stick with my initial creative liberty.
The special.
Oh, and look at them, the bridge is like the same length too. Oh my gosh, I'm so smart. I'm so smart and handsome. Hey, so we only have 6 days left till the convention. Today is going to be trying to make as much progress as possible within the shortest amount of time available.
So I started ripping the canyon wall apart to include a spot for the bridge to land. A core aspect of this mechanism is a ramp that allows the factory end of the bridge to climb the canyon wall and land in a spot that keeps the bridge deck level with the floor on the factory side. To figure out where the ramp would go, I first had to settle on a location for the motor on the grassy side of the canyon. If that doesn't make any sense to you, it's basically like I was given a maths equation, but instead of it being something easy, like 1 + 2 = x, it was a + b divided by z equals bridge mechanism. Aligning the Technic with the system bricks was a difficult concept to wrap my head around, and I eventually realized that the Technic system needs to be spaced vertically the same way you do SNOT techniques. I finally settled on a position for the motor that left the 3-stud wide bridge in the middle of 4 studs. Essentially, I have enough space for the mechanism to work without it touching any walls. I also installed the infrared sensor so that I didn't have to think about Technic any further. I was quite busy the next couple days, but I managed to squeeze in a bit of rock work and I built the EV3 into the rear of the module. Then I realized I would need to be able to remove the EV3 in the case of batteries dying or other technical issues, so I made the hole a bit larger.
Hey guys, 3 days until the convention. I've kind of gotten the bridge mechanism to work. I do have a program that works, I want to say like 75% of the time. How the whole function works is I'll just cross my hand across this proximity sensor here, and it will then play a sound, it will crash the bridge, and then it resets after a certain time. It's definitely this here. It's definitely that now, because if I leave this like that, it's not going to work. Yeah, it goes up too far. So it's definitely that bit right there. There's way too much sway on that, so I don't know. Yeah, I need to try and lock that in. And then for the section that connects behind the bridge here, I've built this Technic rig. I realized that a lot of mock builders actually used a lot of Technic. I haven't really done that at all this time around. This is the only Technic I've really integrated into the build. Everything else has been very much brick built. If I can't finish the grassy area again, I'm gonna be very upset. Guys, I promised you the grassy area last time, and I haven't even put down one piece of grass. I'm gonna clear up the desk, and then I'm gonna get building on the rest of this section here.
Another day, another time lapse. I don't know about you guys, but for me when it comes to building anything, it's never a linear process. The way I push through a creative problem is by switching from the troubling item to something that feels a bit easier to tackle. In this case, to figure out how to build the rockwork, it made most sense to finish detailing the bridge and then to build the canyon wall to conceal it. In my plans, I wanted this side of the canyon to taper in so that the minifigs could escape the canyon. As many of you experienced employees know, however, that slope doesn't begin for a while, so this is actually more game accurate than I initially intended.
It is now. It's Wednesday. I don't know why I just had to look at the watch to tell whether it was Wednesday or not. But I don't have that much time left. Uh-oh. Now it's 3 p.m. I haven't made any progress from yesterday. As you can see, I have some pretzels here though. If you don't know what that means I'm going to be sitting here for a while and building Lego. Okay, so I've finished the canyon. The bridge, unfortunately, doesn't work 100% because it keeps doing that. That's not good. So what I'm gonna have to do is basically just test it a lot more, and I'm gonna save that for tomorrow when I'm at the setup area because that's all I can do, I guess.
Finally, we have arrived at the long-awaited grassy area. For my last convention, I didn't manage to finish everything by setup day, and I sorely regretted that the following morning when I had to lug around a heavy backpack and a cart full of Lego. Just like Prime Forest Guardian hour, setup ended at 5 p.m, so I rushed to finalize the entire grassy area by 3 p.m, so that I would have enough time to pack everything to bring over to the convention. I'm really proud of creating the higher elevation in this section with the Technic subframe. The build is really sturdy thanks to those pin connections and the stacked Lego plates, which is a technique I picked up from Mark Fowler's 12-hour Ice Planet Moc. The night before the event, I managed to somewhat finish the bracken room and replace that awful gap in the ceiling above the jump room with a hallway with piping, and it even has a labeled metal door.
So yeah, if you've made it this far, I wanted to say thanks for watching. I've had so much fun bringing Lethal Company to life in LEGO, and even though the game isn't as popular as it once was, I think that I was able to capture the iconic look and feel of the game. A lot of you have been asking for instructions, and if there's something you want an in-depth guide on how to build, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll try to make instructions for you in the form of short-form content or something like that. I won't be making a tutorial on the moon though, you can make that yourself. I think LEGO's greatest strength is that you can truly create anything that your mind can foster, whether it be searching through your collection of parts or taking apart a couple sets that you already have, or just stopping by Bricks and Minifigures to pick up a couple spare ones. You can really just bring anything you want to life, and I think I've been able to demonstrate that with LEGO Lethal Company. As for this mock, I think there are definitely a few more things I want to add before I can say I'm truly finished, but that's the thing about perfection is that it's really hard to achieve, but I can get pretty darn close. I had so much fun displaying this mock at the Brick Convention in Costa Mesa, which I'll be posting a video about next week, but for now, enjoy LEGO Lethal Company, and I'll see you next time.